Hello, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural episode of I'd Totally Play That. I'm Chris Gordon, and with me I have...
My name's Tyler Burrell, and I have never completed a video game in my entire life.
He does build bridges, though. So he's uniquely qualified to give video game commentary because he builds bridges. However, I think there is one story that you should share about your dark video game past, and that is that you had to look up the ending to BioShock because it was too hard to complete.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the ending of BioShock, and
is this the first BioShock, the original BioShock?
The original one.
Yes, the original BioShock. I had to look up the ending, and then I had to look up the other endings, and I never saw the real one for myself. So,
what was too hard about it?
You know, it was a different time back then. Controls were different.
This was like 10 years
mouse,
ago.
My
max.
$8 mouse from CVS. You know, it just it was really a lot of the world working against me. So, you know, I did what I had to do, which was look up the ending to BioShock on YouTube. So,
YouTube.com. All right, I'm just gonna pull this up. The ending to BioShock. Let's check this out.
Google it.
And that's
a
what
lot
Tyler
of
had to
views.
do.
A lot of views. I'm not alone, guys.
He's not alone. That's true. He's not alone. All right. And with me, I also have Peter Corvesis.
Hello, I'm Peter Corvesis. I am a TV editor, I guess, who during the corona is just sitting at home playing video games.
He's a video boy. He does videos, and when he can't do real video, he does video game, which is, you know, it starts with the same word. So
Same
it's
stuff.
related.
Work hard, play hard. That's what you have to do.
Wait, also, even though this is a podcast, I think it's worth mentioning that Pete is currently sitting in a closet of sorts. I see a vacuum, some luggage, and some jackets hung.
It's like the next biggest room in my apartment, and my wife's watching TV in the living room. So it's like, all right.
Fair.
It's going to get really warm in here. It's already gone up like 5 degrees since I got in the
You look like
closet.
you're dressed too warm.
Yeah, he's going to have heat stroke by the end of this.
Take off the hat.
If there's one defining feature of Pete, it's he's a sweaty boy. And with me also, I have Joey Pasco.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joey Pasco. I'm a illustrator, animator, art director. Yeah.
The idea of the podcast is we picked a theme and we are going to share our video game ideas loosely, at least loosely, based on that theme. And this week's theme was movies. So all of these ideas have to do with movies. And I will kick it off unless there's anyone who wants to go first.
No,
I
go
would be
for it.
honored to hear yours
Do
first.
it.
All right. I will kick it off. Y'all know Second Life?
Yes.
The game.
The game, yes.
Yeah.
Second Life.
Oh, yeah.
I have to imagine there is a movie called Second Life, but go on.
No. This is the game Second Life. Y'all know The Sims?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So this is an MMORPG that for 364 days of the year is just Second Life, is just The Sims. That's all it is. You live your life. You have a job. You might have some friends. You might do some hangouts. You might get married. You might have a baby. Who knows? Who knows? You could do anything. You'll decorate a house. You will make a nice life for yourself. But for one
Is
day
this
a year.
the fucking Truman Show right now?
No, it's better. For one day a year, it is the annual Purge. That's right, boys. I'm talking about the Purge online. So I love this idea that for the entire year, you're just living a normal life. And a year is a long time. So you're just living a normal life.
And it's in real time.
It's in real time. This is an entire year that you're just playing The Sims / Second Life kind of thing.
So you log in at 5 p.m. after work. It's 5 p.m. Second Life time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Does the Purge start at night?
Okay, sure, it could start at night.
No,
That's
I'm
fine,
saying,
but it runs.
No, I'm asking. This is a movie question. Does the Purge... I thought, like, Purge Day. Like, do you wake up the day of the Purge and you just grab a machete and just run outside?
Do you, like, set your alarm clock extra early that day? Just like, time to murder.
What are Purge rules?
I think it's
asking.
like 12 hours, isn't it? Like from 7 to 7 or something.
Right. Like, it would
I think
make
it's
more
like an
sense if it was
overnight
only
thing.
at night. Yeah, I thought it was an overnight thing.
I feel like the Purge can't happen during the day. I think it's a night activity for sure.
That's true. Yeah. The first one ends notably with the sun coming up.
Here's my second question. I take it that the sim part of the game looks like The Sims and is, for all intents and purposes, The Sims. And then it's as if you played The Sims every day for a year, and then you decided to play another game.
Exactly. But hold on. Here's the genius. So a year is a long time. So you get invested in other things. You have a life to live, my man. A year is a long time. So you're planting flowers. You're watering those flowers. You're tending to your flower bed. But at the same time, behind those flowers is an electric fence that you've set up for when the purge occurs. It is a single 12-hour period where for everyone who plays this game is online during this one 12-hour period every year. And it's like mandatory. You have to be there. This is what everyone does. All the streamers go online. It's like a big event, and it happens once a year and only once a year. And it turns into a third-person action game in which the life that you've built and the fortress that you've created, that is also a home, you probably have decorations up. A year is a long time, like I said, but you also have your electric fence. You also have your spike pit. You also have, the axe that swings out of the door when you open it. All of that is set to go. All of that is raring to go.
Part Purge.
Yeah, part Home Alone. Part Home Alone, part The Purge, part The Sims, part Second Life. That is my elevator pitch for this video game.
I see the appeal of wanting to purge all these relationships that you've built, but it seems like it's almost a punishment to have to play the game every day, much like your own life. Except you're building a Home Alone house.
People get into it. People are going crazy.
H.H. Holmes murder mansion in your.
People are getting nuts for Animal Crossing right now. It's all the rage. These life sims are all the rage. This is what people want to do.
I think that's a better pitch. It's Animal Crossings meets The Purge, because if you say 364 days of the year, it's a farming simulator. And then that last day, you better upgrade that axe to the biggest extent.
That's it.
Yes. You better have those steel tools ready, because you don't want your axe to break.
You need that moat around your house, and you need it now.
If you collect so many speckled butterflies, you will get a butterfly gun. You're doing
you can upgrade to the butterfly gun.
The more contrast, the funnier it is, because it's you make it really cutesy.
The Purge day will be hyper violent, and you've been stocking up on firearms this entire time. You've been stocking up on explosives, but it doesn't let you use them. Those weapons are gated for the 12-hour purge period that everyone is building to. And I can't stress this enough. It's an event. Yeah. Everyone gets online for this. It's like something people look forward to. It's #1 game on Twitch. Okay. But for the rest of the year, it's just a life sim.
Amazing.
But if we gamify this, also the fact that you're building these things, knowing that you and everything you build could be lost and destroyed. If there is an element where it's have the prettiest mansion, and then if you're murdered, it's gone. That shit is not yours.
And your house could burn down. There's a rebuilding phase. So after the purge each year, you need to rebuild what you've lost.
There's a reconstruction era after every purge.
Exactly. Every year has that built-in process of reconstruction and rebuilding what you fucked up during the purge. And different players could do different things. You could hole up. You could build a safe room and just be in this steel room that's impenetrable in your house, or you could go out and cause the mayhem. You know there are going to be people out there causing the mayhem.
That's another element too, because if you are investing,
you could be a hider, I guess.
Right. And if you have limited resources, you can either build the rocket boots that make you run around and move super fast so you can kill more people, or you have to use the same materials to build a trapdoor. So it's you have to do a little bit of both if you want to truly survive the purge.
And you also have to use the same materials just to build a nice dinner set for the tea party you're having.
That's right. You need
6 months before the purge
for that Thanksgiving dinner.
I also like the thought that it's an MMO, so I could legitimately go and find my boss on this video game. Just like decide for shits and gigs, like, oh, there's my cousin, let's murder him.
And you could burn him alive on Purge night. And
only
then go
on
to work
one
the next day.
Only for one single 12-hour period. Though.
Wait, is that part of the game? Like everybody is who they actually are? Like there's no guise of like screen names or anything. It's like I am Joey in this game, so people can really murder me if they have like a problem in real life.
I like that.
Yeah, you got to use, and you scan in your real face, like you know those NBA 2K things where you could scan in your real face.
They always technology. Work so well.
You have to use your real face. There is face detection technology, and you have to get it authenticated with your driver's license.
Right. If you are Joey's coworker and you want to murder Joey, you need to look into his eyes as you do it.
Yeah, exactly. But you need to wait an entire year.
But you need to wait. This is premeditated.
And maybe you're befriending him during the course of that year. Yeah. Maybe you're befriending him and making setting up a honeypot so that he thinks he could be safe with you on the Purge night, and then he's in your safe room and you're like, you pull out your steel axe and you're like, gotcha.
And that's it.
Gotcha. Yep.
Oh, I like the idea too, though, that it is very cute in Animal Crossing. So maybe the game assigns you an animal that you look like. So you're still
so you
yourself.
Get a persona in the game.
You get for the furries. It's really big in the furry community.
The Purge Online Furry Edition. Yeah, I like that idea.
And I like the idea that you've posed that everybody is playing this.
Yes.
So
it's state
when
mandated.
You go back to work, or you talk to your friends the night after Purge night, they're like, "Holy shit, Joey's a psychopath. He killed 35 people yesterday.
His house burned down, and he didn't even care."
Online, everyone can look them up.
The man had a turnip garden that just went up in flames, and he didn't care.
Your name will be looked up. Your resume will be taken and looked up on Second Life to see what type of person you are. No more personality tests. In these HR like summits, none of that. It's just
this is the Lord of the Flies. Who are you really?
Ratio
What's your KD ratio, baby?
Wait, Chris, you've created beyond a video game. You've created an alternate reality where we all have to play Purge the game.
This is now a Black Mirror episode.
Yes. Go home at night. Don't see anyone. Get on that game and go to work.
This is you've created a national holiday at the very least.
Exactly, and that's what the Purge is. It's something
also
for us to get
day.
Out. It occurs on election day for everyone to get out their frustrations.
You get election day off. Bad news, you have to kill everyone you love on this video game.
Wait, what's the name of the game? I don't think you came up with a name, right?
I said the Purge Online. I haven't thought of anything better. If anyone has any ideas, the Purge Worldwide, but that sounds like something Pitbull would sponsor. Pitbull presents the Purge Worldwide.
I feel like you can't, unless the Purge property is involved. You can't co-opt the Purge.
You kind of have to.
I'm assuming it's like fully involving. These games that we're listing are fully on board. This is a studio-sanctioned video game.
Oh.
Yes, this is a AAA affair.
The Purge game.
This is not fan-made. This is the big-budget game we've all been waiting for. Where for 364 days of the year, we are planting our turnip gardens, and for one day, we are throwing Molotov cocktails at other people's turnip gardens.
Purge people, are you listening?
That's it.
That's my $1 million idea.
Get it done.
If it
gets done.
Great. What a way to start off.
I hope so. I hope they make that game. Okay. Well, here's my one. I must have missed the whole movie conversation.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't know.
This is a good start.
Here we go. Buckle the hell up.
No. I can easily adapt this to a movie.
Okay.
Wait, tell us the idea first, and then after you've told us everything, then adapt it into a movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Here I will tell you the idea, but I was also going to propose a way that we actually try and play it right now.
Oh, no. God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is interactive.
Okay, my pitch, I call it 5-Star Man.
Okay.
So it was a multiplayer game where one person is the passenger in an Uber ride and one person is the driver, and you are forced to make small talk. And then at the end of the ride, each person rates the other person. You all both have to get a 5-star rating.
Oh, wow.
So,
and wait. So is it like...
Oh, shit. I could tell you a movie that it is. There was a movie that I never saw, but it was like Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise.
Collateral.
I was about to say Collateral. I can't believe that's what you pulled. That's amazing.
It is like...
I was about to say Collateral as a joke. And then you started describing your thing, and it is Collateral. Oh my God.
It is at the very minimum the first 5 minutes of Collateral.
Yes.
Wow.
So are you picturing like an open world concept that has you're either a driver or you're a rider, and that's it?
Like, the idea was conceived thinking about how do you make Crazy Taxi worse? And there's no fun. What's the worst part of a taxi ride is having to make small talk. And so let me propose, this is how we try it out. Okay. I think, so everybody can be involved in this. It will do Dungeons and Dragons style. So, we'll be determining over the course of the conversation who is liking it and who's not. So, Tyler, you can be the cab driver. And Chris, you can be the passenger. And here's the thing. Peter and I will be texting you dialogue choices. So, we'll just like give you a simple dialogue choice that's like weather or story or something. And I'll text you 3 things, Tyler. And Pete, you text Chris 3 things. And
just like 3 topics.
3 topics, and he can choose one of them, and he'll initiate like a conversation. And then based on a die roll, I'll determine whether Tyler likes it and is interested in the topic.
Let me ask you this. In this Collateral the game that you've made,
Collateral the movie the game.
Does the driver even get to drive the car?
No.
Thank you. That's what I was hoping you would say.
There's no driving whatsoever.
No redeeming quality to this game.
We could vary it up. Like maybe like you hit a pothole, and then like that is the thing that makes Chris have a worse like.
And then you stop, and then the passenger goes in and assassinates someone in a nightclub, and then comes back out.
Or like you're driving too fast, and Chris is getting car sick, or Chris is like doing something that fucking annoys you, like chewing or talking on the phone.
Yeah. He's really drunk. He's right. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, but for our purposes, we'll leave that improvisation to you.
How about you are telling us what happens in the car? So me and Tyler are pulling a conversation. We're talking to each other. He's the driver. I'm the passenger. We're trying to make small talk. And then you're like, your car just went over the curb. Oh, you just hit a hot dog stand.
Yeah. Well, those things, we can determine those things with the die roll. Like if I roll like a 1 would be a critical fail, and a 20 would be a critical success. So if I roll like say like a 2 or like a 7, I could be like, oh, the car kind of smells weird, or like, don't worry, we'll figure it out as we go. I think so. And Chris, when you're editing this, maybe you can even add in some ambient car noises to make the atmosphere right.
Oh, that's very
nice.
That.
Yeah. So
I like that idea.
Okay, let's try it out.
Yeah, So Tyler and Chris. Chris calls an Uber, and it is a black Toyota Camry, obviously. And Chris opens the door and take it away.
Okay. Hey, are you Chris?
Yeah, it's me. It's Chris. I'm the one who called the Uber.
Oh, okay. Come on in.
I'll get into the car now. I'm in the car now. How is your day today, sir?
Oh, not too bad. Can't complain. Real busy right now.
Can you start driving? I'm in a rush.
So where are you off to?
I'm going to the airport.
Hey, sorry, Joe. I get to pick one of these?
You pick one of the 3 things and then start talking about it.
Okay.
And then Peter, based on your role, I'll tell you what happens, and then you send him dialogue. Go ahead.
I already sent him 3.
Well, as we drive to your Dave and Buster's destination, I just wanted to tell you about. You'll never believe the kind of day I had. The guy before you got into the car, and I'm hearing this rustling in the back. Turns out he has a pet rat in his coat pocket. And he's not holding it. He just lets it run around back there.
And this is where I'm sitting currently. Did you clean up the seat?
Chris really doesn't like this, and the car kind of smells bad
from the rat.
How's the temperature for you back there? You need me to open some windows? You need me to crack some, or?
Well, it doesn't smell great, so yeah, I'd like you to crack the window.
I don't really care about that. So it's
very cold outside.
So anyway, back to this rat. So I asked the guy. I said, why do you have a rat in the back of my car? And he was on the way to the vet. He said, I really have a busy day. I have this rat I have to take care of, and I can't stand this thing. I hate it. I want to take it to the vet. I don't even want it anymore. So I bought it off of him, and now he just drives around with me.
Where is he? In the glove compartment? Do you have him in the glove compartment?
No, he's in the.
Is he back here with me
now?
Chris Stills is not like this.
Yeah.
All right, listen. We got off on the wrong foot. Listen.
Well, listen. I just got texted my dialogue prompt, and I just want to tell you that I am an animal rights activist, and I do not appreciate what you're doing with this rat, and I'm going to report you, and I'm going to report you to Uber.
You don't appreciate me what? Taking the rat from the neglectful parent and sitting him in the front seat with me as I drive him around town. I'm not here to debate.
Listen,
we got to get off this. Do you want a piece of gum? I feel like we're off on the wrong foot.
Yeah. Tyler is also annoyed that you brought up animal rights.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and play the NES Mini that you've set up in this back seat for me, and try to enjoy the rest of the ride.
It doesn't work. The rat chewed through the cords.
No. Actually, Tyler likes that you mentioned a Nintendo Mini.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You can try and use it. I hope you know how to fix it. My rat chewed through the cords.
Well, I'll try to use my smelting abilities that I've gained elsewhere in this game. See, little did you know, I've worked up my
critical
abilities.
Critical fail.
Well, I burned my hand. I need you to take me to the hospital.
Hates smelting. He hates it so much that he swerves a little bit and hits off like part of the window. Part of the window is gone.
It's very cold. I told you it's, excuse me, driver. I told you it's very cold outside.
I don't know your
name. I don't think you told me your name.
You plug a smelting kit into my cigarette lighter like some freaking animal. I don't want to hear it. Your animal rights.
More like
a smelter killed my dad. Okay?
I'm sorry for your loss. I was just trying to fix your NES Mini
that you were rat ruined,
and now it's very cold back here. And I'm about to give you a 1-star review.
Would go to the
I told you I need to go to the hospital.
Day.
I burned my hand on the smelting tool.
He worked his fingers to the bone making mini SNESs for Uber drivers. Mine happens to be chewed through by a rat. There's not, this isn't my fault. This is your fault. And my dad was killed by a smelting accident.
Oh, okay. Chris takes extreme pity on you for this, and he actually is starting to feel a little sorry for you. It was a critical success what you just did.
Listen to that golden tongue.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, and I hope that your dad is happy where he is, wherever he may be, and I hope that the rat is having a great time up there with you in the front seat. I'm going to sit here in silence and look at the demo reel play on the NES Mini, and wish I could be playing it, but I will respect the fact that I cannot. Please take me to the hospital.
I honor that, and
I did burn my hand.
And you have already put in Dave & Buster's, and that's where you're going. If you want to take another trip, I can drop you off at Dave & Buster's, and you can order another Uber. Okay?
Alien Ant Farm Smooth Criminal starts playing. Great choice.
This is the only CD I have.
You both don't like Alien Ant Farm.
This is the only CD I have. The rat guy left it in my car. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it, okay?
This is a terrible game. I hate this game.
This is just a rough day for me because Alien Ant Farm killed my mom.
And scene. So now wait. What is the win condition? Is it just like a social experience, or is there a win condition?
At this point, we would determine who's the 5-star man, I guess.
Oh, that's the title.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So I would say based on the die rolls, Tyler would get 5 pity stars from Chris, and Tyler would probably give Chris an abysmal rating.
Absolutely.
I did show some sympathy at the end.
Now,
so who knows?
I like the idea that you're bringing up here of that there are spectators to it. That you have 3 groups of people. You have drivers, you have riders, and you have spectators that are just watching the conversation. I don't know how much I like the prompted things. I think I more like you are required to the worst part of anyone's day, which is make small talk with a complete stranger in a locked box that you cannot leave. And you are a guest in their home, which is the car. So
this feels
now
like
you
an
have
aggressive...
to, this is already an awkward situation. You have to navigate that, and your ability to navigate that dictates your score.
This feels like an aggressive evolution of like chat roulette, where it's like you just get paired up with a person on a computer, and one of you is labeled driver, one of you is labeled passenger.
You're trying to drive them to Dave & Buster's, and they are masturbating in the backseat.
Well, see, I had pictured it as you are only given like a more of like a Mass Effect style, where like you're not actually like you're not actually speaking. Well, I guess it could be like if it was like an internet game, but like maybe the audience also like is rating how well you're following the script. And if you have a bad improv or a good improv, like this other audience idea is fun. I like that.
It's a performance game. I like that.
Or maybe you can get bonus points for taking suggestions and working them in seamlessly.
Oh, yeah. How well you work them in.
Right.
Oh, they're crowdsourced. The suggestions are crowdsourced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
From the people watching.
And you
like
get a
that.
rating on how well you integrate it. It's like S rank if you like really are a smooth talker.
S rank, platinum. You platinum that ride.
Yeah. Like if you were the taxi driver that's just like, weather good. Like it would be D.
You triple prestige.
Yeah.
That
critical
that
fail.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I like that. Well done.
I guess one of my top ones, there are 2 that I kind of really like.
Okay.
1, Titanic, the movie, the game. And I think that's the one I'm going to go with because that's the one I have the most fleshed out.
Okay.
So it's a mixture. So it's literally you are either Jack or Rose.
Uh-huh.
You get to choose at the beginning. There's 2 genders, which is not a good start. But I'm picturing it like a roguelike type of game.
Okay.
So every time you play it, it's never exactly the same. It's always slightly different for all of your playthroughs. So it's either like that, or I'm picturing it like the, the Nier games.
Yeah.
So like after you finish a playthrough, you go back and play through again, and there's like changes and stuff, and you can adjust your choices.
But what are you doing? Is it story based? Are you living through the story of the movie Titanic? So when I hear roguelite, I'm picturing like a thief. I'm picturing like a thief, like sneaking through the Titanic, stealing jewels and shit.
So you're trying to steal from the rich of the ship. You're you're someone in third class, and you're trying to work your way up into first class.
Yes. And then you have to weasel your way onto a safe boat at the end and everything.
And then by the end, the ship sinks every time.
So the Titanic crashes no matter what.
Yeah, it crashes no matter what you do. No matter how hard you try, it always crashes.
It was inevitable.
I thought when you were originally going to pitch it that you were going to be playing as like the engineer who has a really bad day.
But you can pick anyone on the Titanic to play as.
Yeah, I kind of like that. It's you have a character choice at the beginning. Do you want to be the thief? Do you want to be the engineer? Do you want to be the captain? Like,
yeah, maybe you all collectively cause the Titanic to crash in different like characters. Like you're the drunken like mistress who seduces the captain, or like the lookout, or like you're the engineer who like his wife left him, and you're like, I'm not paying attention to the fucking gauges.
Just scooping coal angrily into the thing.
Or it's like a dating sim where you draw a naked lady and then she lets you drown.
Actually lets you freeze and then pushes you into the water purposely at the end.
Either Joey or Chris, I think, said something about that you can go through this whole game, but then at the end you have to weasel your way onto a boat, which I think is great. That you could get all the way through this game and you still die, I also think it would be great if you are not the only one playing. Like the other people aren't CPUs; they're also people playing. So everybody's trying to enact their part of the story, and it's just mayhem on this boat.
Ooh, I like that.
So
I like that.
Would at any point in the game anyone be enjoying themselves, or is everybody working against the clock, going, "This boat's gonna fucking go down"? Like there's one person that's like, "This is a wonderful ball." You're like, "Give me your coins, you old witch."
So to me, I like the idea that this game is a roguelite where you play a thief, and it's different every time. That layout's different, so you don't know where to go. And let's pull back and say that everyone else is CPUs. So everyone, let's picture like Stardew Valley, like kind of thing where everyone on the ship is going through their life. Like they all have like a routine that they go through, and that routine might differ from playthrough to playthrough, but everyone's like going through their life, and then you intervene, and that causes them to do other things. So you could like spend a lot of time up on the top floors, like going through the richest people's rooms, stealing jewels, stealing gold and stuff. But you have to make sure that you get to the main level on time because the ship's going down. So you need to make sure that you procure. You need to make sure that you procure a lifeboat to ensure that you make it off the ship, because you end up with zero. You lose if you don't get off the ship.
I have a question. Can you get encumbered? Like I've stolen all these rubies and diamonds and gold, and now I'm too heavy.
Yes.
I can't get to the boat very fast.
Yeah, and you don't find out until the very end.
Right.
You don't find out until you get on the lifeboat, and then it's like, what's happening? And it's slowly sinking into the water.
And you've killed everyone in the lifeboat because of your
there's like Resident Evil style inventory management where like you could steal the candelabra from the main ballroom, but that's like half your inventory. Or you could try to crack a safe in someone's room and steal some rings and necklaces, and you got more room in your inventory.
Oh yeah, so maybe it's like who can rob the Titanic the best.
Yes. Exactly.
The ultimate heist game.
I would go for deeds, my guy. Like, I would try and, like, seduce somebody who's old and get them to sign a will that I can, like, hey, can I get a copy of that will? It's just a bunch of me running out with a bunch of papers. It's like a deed to a house.
And you could, like, socially engineer things. So you could use, like, dialogue choices, or you could use stealth, or you could go in guns blazing. Like, you could like, punch... you could knock out a guard and just try to run by them, or you could try to trick them using... And maybe there's, like, Disco Elysium style, like, dice rolls that it, like, checks against your skills. Like if you'd be able to have the charisma to trick this guard into letting you into the rich people's rooms, like that's good stuff.
So we're saying we start out as like a D&D style campaign where you have a dice roll and you have to put your skill points into certain things. So you have, like you said, you have a charisma category. If you're super charismatic, you can get into places, but you're also dumb as shit.
Yeah. Okay. I like that a lot.
Low intelligence, low strength, low bravado. So you can't like boss anyone around, but you are very charming.
You're charming, but you can't carry shit because you're so weak.
Yes, and it affects your inventory. Yes, yes.
So
I
your
like
inventory
that.
gets bigger the bigger and stronger and dumber you are.
Yes. Oh man,
you
that
can
is
steal
good.
more things and carry it all.
But then, because you're so big and strong and dumb, you're not welcome into first class, so you can't get to the really good stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's rewind for a second. Let's make it so. What do you guys think of this idea? Everyone on the ship is a CPU, non-player character, except for 8 people. Let's make it 8. So you get into a random pool of 8 people, and those 8 people are all thieves, and they're all playing at the same time. And you all have to pretend to each other that you are an NPC, a CPU. You can't let anyone onto you that you are one of the thieves. So you need to sneak around and make sure that none of the other characters catch you, like in the act of thievery.
I like that.
Yes.
And then if you get caught stealing, you can be reported by someone else who is also
a thief.
Yeah. That's,
I think
there's an
that
indie game like that.
You could have a flip side of that where the person who's like the head of boat police, I don't know what they would be, but the guy who's like in charge of, prosecuting theft on the Titanic, like that would be a person as well. And your job would be to catch those 8 people.
That is, oh yeah. Okay, so one player is head of security. Yes.
You have seven thieves and one guy chasing you to the end of the earth.
Ooh,
Yes,
I like
that is good. And there's this game called Spy Party where the entire idea Spy Party. Yes, so the entire idea is you have to pretend to be an NPC and you have to like do these certain actions that make you seem like an NPC, but at the same time you sneak in a little like safe cracking when nobody's looking. So I think that works really well with this.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good quality. All right, I want to take you on a journey here. Okay.
I'm ready.
So
a journey much like the ending of BioShock. Yes. Which I saw because I won the game.
Funnily enough, the ending is where I kind of it unravels because I've never seen the end of a video game. So
how do video games end?
I want you to close your eyes.
I just want you to go to askjeeves.com and type in how do video games end.
Yeah.
Educate yourself before you open your mouth.
Go on, Tyler.
I've done some thought here. I want you to close your eyes, and now I want you to open them. Okay,
they're open.
Standing above you, looking down at you, are two very attractive young couple, two socialites, and you look out the window and you're in a very nice, opulent mansion in the middle of Chicago. Okay. You look down at your arms and legs. You're a baby. This is all a cutscene. The beginning is all a cutscene. You have no idea what's going on. You're a baby, and you're trying to just from context clues gather who you are and what you are.
And here's
your parents leave.
You're also a boss.
3 wise guys come in and kidnap you for $5 million, and they take you. You are the baby from the 1994 critical and commercial failure Baby's Day Out.
Baby's Day Out, the movie, the game. Why doesn't it exist?
So you have to, but here's the thing, is when this game starts out, you are 100% a baby. There is a tutorial happening, like in the beginning of every game, but it's gibberish on the screen. You can't understand it because you're a baby. These people are talking to you, they're reading to you, but you can't understand them because you're a baby. You have no idea. There's no sense of direction. It's very confusing. You get fussy in this cutscene with the kidnappers, and they read you a book, and you fall asleep. And in this book, you see a picture of a bus, you see a picture of a department store, a picture of a taxi, right? So you read this book, you fall asleep. When you wake up, the kidnapper is also asleep, and you realize you can climb out of his lap onto the ground, and you are a baby, but you have the motor skills of a baby. So, you're trying to grab, keys, but you can't grab the keys because you're a baby. You can't hold them yet.
Okay, so this is where the gameplay begins, because everything you've described is cinema scenes up until now. It's like a 25-minute cinema scene.
Yeah, no, you're the Hideo Kojima of this podcast already.
Yeah.
There's no title screen, so you don't know that you're the baby from Baby's Day Out until maybe halfway through.
So wait, we don't even hint at the licensing opportunity there?
And then you go, wait a minute, this sounds weird. And I want it to be as vague enough that people Google it. They go, what's that movie where the baby gets on the bus and goes to the department store? And then they say, oh, that's Baby's Day Out. And you go, of course
So in this scenario, they don't know what game they're playing.
No.
What do we market it as? What is it actually called?
I don't give a shit, dude. That's not my problem. You're marketing, dude. You call it Babyscape or whatever. I don't care.
Babyscape.
So anyway, this game has a tutorial. You can't understand it. You're completely lost. All that you know are that as you crawl around outside, and this is completely open world concept. Anywhere in Chicago, you can go. I'm talking levels of like The Division, Red Dead Redemption.
You don't know
you can
Chicago,
go anywhere. But
how do you know
and you have a map. You have a map and a compass, but you can't read it. You can't read it. So you're just walking around, but as you work through this game, you gain motor skills as you complete tasks. Okay, now I can pull myself up and look over the ledge. Now I love that. Now I can grab keys, and I have an inventory that I have.
I have an idea to share. Does anyone remember the game Quap?
Or where you have to like. You have to like hit the letters in the correct order, right?
Yeah, so it like puts you in control of each limb. So like a baby, you don't have full control over yourself. So if you're trying to climb across that steel girder on the construction site, you have to be very careful about the order in which you hit the QWOP keys.
Right. So But here's the thing: is that it's not just WASD isn't move around. Like you have no idea what move around is. It could be
no. There is a key for like your left.
It doesn't
You're
matter.
making this game impossible to play.
Well, no. So this game, as the game advances, you gain the motor skills. As you make your way onto the bus, as you make your way into the taxi and
so by the end of the day,
as you make your way into the construction site, you're gaining these motor skills.
By the end of the day,
but it's what?
When do you get the double jump?
So by the end of the game, I'm Superman.
There's two things happening. Your parents are actively trying to find you with the police. So you can find a policeman and they'll get you to your parents. And the kidnappers are trying to find you to get you back, to get the ransom. So you have two things. You're trying to get to your parents or away from the kidnappers at any given time. As you continue through this game, it branches off in two different directions. In one direction, you gain enough motor skills that you're still a baby, that you can get to a police station or somewhere where a police officer or your parents or the FBI can find you and return you, and the kidnappers get their comeuppance. Or you can stay into the world and evade and gain more and more strength until you become a grown man and you beat up the kidnappers. You beat the shit out of the kidnappers at the very end.
That does not move in real time. Tell me that doesn't move in real time.
No, it doesn't move in real time, but you have to sleep.
But it's a
you
day.
Have to gain your...
It's baby's day out, not man's life.
I said there's no title, Joey.
It becomes the Shawshank Redemption if you play long enough. It's a dual property game. It's either Baby's Day Out or you play long enough that it becomes the Shawshank Redemption.
Baby's Day Out or it's Taken. It's one or the other. And the line isn't clear where it ends.
You can't. Do you learn to read?
You can learn to read. As the game goes on, then your map starts making sense. Your compass starts making sense. You start getting, hey, here's how you move: left, right, up, down, jump. Slide under the log. Like you learn that kind of stuff as you move forward. As you eat a yogurt cup, or you eat I don't know, baby shit, whatever.
You're describing the first 10 seconds of every game where they teach you how to move, stretched out to an entire lifetime.
I love that. I love the idea that you could advance you could like min max your baby's progression so much that he's like Super Smash Brothers wave dashing eventually.
Yeah.
Does your baby want to learn sorcery?
Just as an aside, I had to look up the synopsis to Baby's Day Out because I couldn't remember. I knew that's what I wanted to focus on, but I couldn't remember what exactly happens besides like the
so you read the entire
the
Wikipedia synopsis.
And at the bottom of the Wikipedia article, it says video game. And there was going to be, in 1994, there was going to be a video game for Super Nintendo where you are the baby's guardian angel that guides the baby to safety in the vein of Pac-Man 2.
So like a Lemmings Pac-Man 2
situation. It was scrapped overnight for
like a
some
puzzle
reason.
game.
Oh my God.
So that
because
means
it's very disheartening to watch a baby fall from a steel girder 100 feet in the air on a construction site.
All I'm saying is that means at some point, people in the position of making money and making decisions thought that there was potential here. And I picked up on it.
And then eventually someone thought, we need to step off of this, man.
It was 1994. It was a weird time.
Someone stopped doing cocaine long enough to be
big
like
failure in the box office. So,
I really thought you were going to give us the great Wikipedia fact that Vern Troyer was the stunt double for the baby.
Oh my God.
I did not read that. I skimmed it very quickly right before the call.
Oh my God.
Undercast Vern Troyer as Binks' stunt double.
Wow.
Wow, that is good stuff.
The baby's name was Binks?
Bink. Yeah, it's weird.
Baby Bink. Baby Bink.
Like I said, they're Chicago socialites. They let their baby get kidnapped. What do you want?
First of all, I can easily see why this was scrapped because a main gameplay mechanic is you watch a baby die. Also, it's a very Christian game too. You have like angels. Like, do you fight devils? So there was a battle between hell and heaven, all behind the scenes of Baby's Day Out.
That is very good. Wow. Okay. We have 4 great games. Let's do honorable mentions. Let's go through the ones that we were thinking about that didn't quite make the cut at number 1. I got a few. Joey, this one's for you. Is everyone familiar with the Jim Carrey comedy The Mask?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I've heard of it.
All right.
Okay.
Everyone familiar with Jim Carrey's classic lines in that one? You know, I'm the mask. Somebody stop me. All of that stuff. How about this one? P-A-R-T. Why? The Last Man. Kind of a cross promotional video game that I didn't even think of a concept for, just a title.
Holy shit.
So it's
P-A-R-T-Y, The Last Man. And maybe it's like a Sims house party thing where you're throwing a party and maybe Drew Carey shows up. Maybe Jim Carrey as the mask shows up. I don't know the plot of Why the Last Man, so I can't make any Why the Last Man jokes.
A monkey's
the
there.
plot is all men are dead.
Yeah. So you throw the last house party on Earth. The final house party.
Why the Last Man starring the mask.
I think there's a synergistic concept that works
is
there.
enough to get it made.
Yes.
P-A-R-T-Y, The Last Man.
All males are dead on Earth. We must repopulate the Earth. Somebody stop me!
Smoke it. So that was one. Star Wars Oops All Politics, which in the prequels everyone was very
just
upset.
Star Wars Episode 1?
Yes, that's what I
game?
was gonna say. So everyone was very upset by all the like trade agreements and stuff in Star Wars Episode 1. So we put Star Wars on the cover and we just make it like Star Wars the video game.
Yeah.
But it's all about just trade agreements between the interplanetary system.
You're lobbying for your space mine and
You're already arguing about zoning laws.
Yeah. No war at all. There is no Star War.
This is just Star.
Just trade arguments. Star Wars Oops All Politics. And those were the ones that I had.
So I thought Brendan Fraser's The Mummy.
oh, I had
Could
that on
make a-
my list.
I thought that could be a very fun, like, actual game that should have been made.
Is that it? Just The Mummy, the video game?
Yeah, it's Brendan Fraser's as The Mummy.
But wait,
And it's just like a third person, like, original PlayStation era platformer? Is that what
absolutely.
it is?
It's like straight up old school Tomb Raider, but also it just follows the plot of the movie The Mummy starring Brendan Fraser.
This is just a game you wish existed.
Yeah, I think it would have been a great idea. And then Tyler Perry's Medea the video game.
How would that one work?
I thought of it as like a Kingdom Hearts style. Every world is a different Medea movie.
They have created the Medea cinematic universe at this point, the MCU. Tyler, did you have any honorable mentions?
I did. So my biggest one was The Mummy. I just have titles. I didn't flesh anything. The Mummy, I'm in the boat with Pete. I think that would be the funnest fucking game. It's just I'm talking Red Dead Redemption in Egypt with mummies.
Oh.
And you hang out.
Oh, wow.
You have Rachel Weisz is there.
Hang out.
And you guys, I don't know, you
solve
find
You're
a
just
book
hanging
or
out with your
whatever,
mummy
and
buddies.
the mummy brings his girlfriend back. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But
in that game,
I
you
think
just-
that's great.
in
I
that
think that's
game,
perfect.
are there multiple mummies that you have to go like, oh, there's a mummy in this town. Fight our mummy, please. And you just ride around as a white savior shooting mummies for people. Like there's a
You're
plague.
the white American Egypt saving everyone's life.
That's it.
It took a dark turn at the end there.
I also, so I got not hooked, but I got caught up in the whole, I like my idea of the game not giving you a tutorial and you have no idea what you're doing. So I took that and I reskinned it into Groundhog Day, where you would just relearn, like it's just one day, but you have to get through it, but everything you do, you only get so far, and then you have to start from the beginning again.
There is that exact game exists, my friend.
is it
Groundhog
really?
Day, the video game.
Well, then there you go. So it's a great idea because somebody made it.
It's a VR game. It is a VR. I'm not making this up. This is a real game that I don't know if it's come out yet, or it is at least in development, where you play the son of Bill Murray's character, and it's a VR game, and
the game is a sequel.
It's a sequel, but like you are also experiencing Groundhog Day, and the object of the game is to play through each day and slowly try and figure out how to break the groundhog loop. It exists, my friend.
Are you also Andy McDowell's son?
No, Annie. I don't know who
they broke up. That's a sad ending. I don't want to hear that.
I don't know.
No, Bill Murray and Andy McDowell are together forever.
It's a dark twist where Andy McDowell and Bill Murray got divorced.
Does that make the powers or spell or whatever you want to call it in Groundhog Day, is it a genetic thing?
Maybe.
The sun is also, so you have to be the son to suffer from it. You could just, why does it have to be Bill Murray's son? It could be anyone.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's true.
It's adding to the Groundhog's Day.
That's cracked your world open like an egg, my friend. You didn't think that was coming.
Tyler's really adding to that Groundhog Day lore.
The GDU, if you would.
The Groundhog Day cinematic universe.
All right, I got a couple more. I thought a National Treasure heist game that you play with your friends, like you have an 8-person crew, and your job is to like go to all these things and like steal the Declaration of Independence and steal the boat piece from the snow world, and steal Ben Franklin's glasses from Independence Hall, that kind of thing.
I love that. Wow, that is very good.
That's one.
That's basically Assassin's Creed, though. What you just described.
Well, yeah, I've heard of that game.
And I would like to point out that most of Tyler's ideas for games already exist.
And then the other ones I had is I thought like an early 2000s disaster movie would be really fun.
How do you fight the weather? What do you do? What is the gameplay in this?
You're just you're just trying to live, man. You're just trying to survive, just like everyone else. You're no better and no worse than anybody else. The day after tomorrow, you're just a guy. You're just walking down the street. You get your hot dog for lunch. You read the paper. You get your shoes shined. Whatever you do, and then there's a tidal wave coming, and you have to figure out what's going on. But your choices will affect the type of person you are. So, if you shut the doors of the building and you got people like, please no, let me in. I need to get away from the thing too. But you go screw off. F you, I got mine. Then maybe later in the game, somebody betrays you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So that one's a little bit more fleshed out. I think that one can go right to
ship it, print it, baby.
I think we storyboard that one.
I think it's gold.
Telltale, if you're listening and also are still a company. Here you go. Your next game. It's as painful to play as it is to be described.
Joey, did you have any others? Or that was only 5-Star Man?
No,
the non-movie based game.
Here's okay.
It's Collateral, the movie, the game.
Collateral, the movie, the game. I don't, but I think I could pitch you at least 3 right now off the top of the dome, and they would be worthy of being played.
Let's hear it.
Okay, here. How about this? Give me a movie, and I will tell you how to make a good game out of it.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
I feel like that's definitely a game already.
It's got to be. It's probably an iPhone game.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It is a pay-to-play game made by the Kardashian Game Studio. And you decorate your Chihuahua as much as you want. And sometimes your Chihuahua has to run into a theater or get lost in a mall. And
You get to customize its paint job. Yeah. You get to put hats and stuff on it, put it in a funny little bag.
Numerous cutscenes of fat security guards trying to catch you.
And whoa. There's
an opportunity for a Paul Blart Mall Cop. Cross promotional opportunity.
Okay, hit me with another one.
Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
Tommy Wiseau's The Room is a point-and-click adventure. A
LucasArts style point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, but you as the player are trying to make sense of the narrative. You were trying to make the correct choices, but the whole game itself is all disjointed. You're still trying to figure out why the mother has cancer, why they all can't throw a football, and why nobody has seen a chicken before.
Tyler, you got one for him?
The Artist.
The Artist?
Academy Award-winning film, The Artist.
It is.
I've never seen it, so.
I've never seen it either, but I'll make something up.
I don't think any of us have seen it. You could go buck wild.
I know it's black and white, so it's already trying really hard. So then go ahead.
It's a game for the very original Game Boy. The Artist, the game. There's no color because the cartridge can't support it. And you play as his little dog trying to get this supposed artist, the silent film artist who cannot speak, on the road to success. Ubisoft, if you're listening, I am available.
I like the thought of it's made in the year 2021, but it's for the original Game Boy.
Right now, like people, like if you go to a concert, they're selling tapes. It's the same thing. Yes. It's like if you were to go to E3 and there was a guy with just a cardboard box that's like, yeah, I made a Game Boy game. And like, what is it?
Yeah, and Ubisoft would definitely be the multinational corporation that's willing to create a game for the original Game Boy in 2020.
Yeah.
So let's review, give the like quick like top level of each of our games. I'll start. Mine is The Purge Online, 364 days of the year. It is Second Life. It is The Sims. And then for 12 hours, for a single 12 hours each year, everyone gets online. Everyone's on those Twitch streams watching it become an amazing third-person action game for only 12 hours each year. And you're building up your house, you're building up your safe room, and you're also planting flowers because a year is a long time. That is The Purge Online.
I would not play it.
I would absolutely play it, and lots of people would, because look at Animal Crossing, man, and that doesn't even have a 12-hour purge period. Maybe we just add a 12-hour purge period to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I think
it's a DLC.
Roll it out, yeah.
Everything we've described is DLC.
All right, so The Purge Online.
I have the Untitled Baby's Day Out vehicle. Where you're a baby and you learn to be a man and you fight the kidnappers that tried to steal you for $5 million.
I would not play it.
You know what? I don't think I would play it either.
Titanic, the movie, the game, where it's an online multiplayer game where 7 people are thieves trying to get as much loot as they can and before the ship sinks. And then one person is the captain who is trying to catch all of the thieves and also, I guess, not let the boat sink as well.
But he fails every time.
I would absolutely play that game. That sounds so fun.
I would play that. I would play that too. That's fun.
It's a sin that game doesn't exist, that we can't hop on and play it right now.
Mine was 5-Star Man, where you are forced to muddle through a conversation in a car that probably smells bad just so you can go pick up your eye medicine.
Collateral, the movie, the game. We talked about this. It needs to be based on a movie. Otherwise, this is just anarchy. So which one do we want to pick for the winner? Ooh. Who's the winner this round?
I think Titanic, the game.
I liked The Purge, the game.
Well, you're the deciding vote then, Chris.
I honestly think that the Titanic game is the better game. I like the idea that it's a roguelite. I like the idea that there's like this like social evasiveness happening with everything that you have to do in it. You have to like hide your identity as even a player character.
I think that's great.
And that's a cool idea. We need a title for the Titanic game. Did you have a title, Pete?
No, it was just Titanic, the movie, the game.
Titanic, the movie, the game. Okay, so it's a roguelite, you're a thief. Let's work in the thievery aspect.
Titanic Gaiden, dude.
Titanic, the movie, the game, Gaiden.
How about Collision Course, Stealing the Jewels?
Ooh, that is good. Collision Course, Stealing the Jewels. I think that's it.
Do you think Celine Dion is desperate enough to do the theme song for the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. All right. So we have our game. We have our title. My name is Chris Gordon. You could find me on Spotify. Just search Sprightly. I'm on Twitter. Your boy Sprightly.
Tyler Burrell. I have nothing to plug.
You build bridges.
drive across a bridge and think about me. That's all. I tweeted today for the first time since 2017. Can I?
I haven't tweeted since sports ended because that's all I tweet about.
I'm at Tyler Burrell.
I'm at Pete Corveses. You're not going to be able to spell the last name, so you're not missing much.
I am Joey Pasco. I don't care if you follow me, but if you want to, I'm on Instagram. I'm not going to spell it.
Thank you for listening to I'd Totally Play That. See you soon. Love you.